Good evening. Thanks for joining me. This is my 8 p.m. Friday night reading. And one of the things I've come to understand as I'm building this legendary website is that there's a couple other things I have to do uh, before I launch, and I'm pretty close. Pretty close. Got almost everything laid out. However, one of the things I will be doing is doing a reprinting of my chapbook from 2018. I've been trying to do chapbooks every year since then. And this one is called The Dead Go Swimming and Other Poems. So I'm going to be reprinting that one. And I'm going to read a few from this collection. It's part of the theme in these pieces is water. The other thing I want to mention too that I will be featuring on the site are a couple CDs I've been involved with. This is Rick Kearns and the Konalma Quartet, where we do jazz and poetry. All but one of the poems are mine. The title of the CD is also The Moon Rides a Black Horse, which is one of the pieces I've read here. And the only poem that's on there that isn't mine is from the great Joe Weil. And the other CD I'm going to be selling on the website is Zambra Flamenca, which is mainly the great guitar work of Paco de Nada and the incredible footwork of Delebi Saez and my percussion. And that recording was from 2001. And 2001, and maybe even a few pieces we did in 2002. The artwork is by MP Landis, also a great artist. Check him out, he's on the web. So I'm going to read a few from The Dead Go Swimming. We'll start with the title poem, The Dead Go Swimming. The endless water falls on the red cane left lying on the sidewalk where the old man fell for the very last time. The endless water came in sheets, in walls, pushing the trees, the cars. Everything was moving this time. The constant water filled the streets, the ground, the schools, the houses. Everything was knocked down and rising with the waves. The constant water took no breaks, spared no buildings, no animals, no people breathing or people not breathing. The pounding rain beat the ground with clear fists until everything below was above and the dead were rising. The pounding rain produced a coffin parade, a bobbing line of ornate boxes, some with handles, others with symbols. The constant beating on the chest of the earth brought out the dead who were trying to escape the inevitable final cough, the death rattle, the clicking sounds, the final breaths before the heart of fire goes out. And the next one is a piece that was featured in Oír Ese Río, an anthology of poems relating to rivers that was put together in Argentina by Esteban Charpentier. And this is the first version, although it was translated into Spanish. I have to try that one of these days. And this one is called The River Runs. The river runs in many tongues, sounds of laughter and popping guns. The blue of the water goes green and silver and black at night when the clocks just stop. The fish in the river and the fish in the sea jump together at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and stop in midair when the rifles stop and the wise guys in Kevlar vests appear bearing gifts of atom smashers and tiny screens. Los peces en el río, The fish in the river drink air and blue sunlight. Los peces en el mar, the fish in the sea, hear the songs coming green. The river runs in Bethlehem and Harlem, but the fish don't dance in Damascus. They wait for the signal when the steel birds stop screaming y los reyes vengan con nuevos regalos. The river runs in love and war and will be singing long after all of us are gone. And a couple more from this collection. And I think I've read this one before, so bear with me, but it is part of this chapbook. It's called Inside Threes and. I was born in a red meat war factory. The first son, first grandson, mestizo prince, baptized in genocide, sacrifice. Incense light, water beast, no excuses. Games in trees, faceless nuns, sepia beach. Roads of words, music, mind, pay those bills, push and pull, pay your way, not for sale. Degrees talk, privilege. White outsides. Inside strain, pay those bills, tote that barge. Drink that wine, keep that smile incognito. Play that tune, write that poem, pay those bills. Day job life buys the house, builds the fam. Exteriors hide inside the poems. All that love, all that music, every poem dismantles meat factory bosses' hate. Doesn't change money, blood, vampirism, survival, surmounting just a day, like every day. And this is one that I have been thinking about trying to do with music. And it's called I Saw You Crying. I saw you crying through the window of the diner where the old men gather in booths and disappear. I will console you, my love, when the giant cameras blink and the flower sellers call out your name. Nightsticks floating through the alleys and the streets, but the old women will cover us with rags. Take my hand then, and someday you will hear me singing. In the bloody field of arrows, muskets, and spinning wheels, and my grandfathers will appear with guitars and violins. You will hear me wailing the streetlight llanto of freedom and despair that opens the rivers and sends flowers through the air. I saw you crying. I saw you. Don't worry, my love. Don't worry. And this will be the last one. And this one is going to appear in an anthology. Not sure when. And this is called Drops of Water. Jugs of water left in the desert, life-saving water in the desert, emptied by migra with a license to kill. Killing desperate people in the boiling sun, jugs of water, drops of compassion, tossed aside. Murder in my name, murder in your name. More blood on our hands, heck of a job, Donnie. Fewer brown people in your hair, so to speak. Dead people don't become citizens. Dead people don't vote, usually. Latinos dead from thirst, Latinos dead from drowning in the desert in Puerto Rico. Sensing a theme here, Dombo. Maybe a movie here. Zombie Mexicans and Puerto Ricans descending on DC, looking to eat brains, but going hungry again. Cabrones killing us again. Jugs of water, hurricanes, the torture of no water, the torture of too much water. Drops of blood, drops of blood, drops of blood. And that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I will be working on a new collection relating to where we are right now, but I'm not sure that those poems are going to be ready anytime soon. Anyway, thanks. Be safe, and see you next week.